Hello everyone, my name is Amelia and I'd like to introduce you to our presentation today on Blue Ocean strategies for our client partner BankTech. Firstly, as we're all aware of, the BankTech Group have been focused on delivering high quality payment technology solutions for the hospitality and gaming industry for the last 30 years. They help customers navigate the changing landscape of payments, as well as deliver high quality customer experiences. This report will look at identifying these Blue Ocean strategies for BankTech in order to differentiate their brand and expand into new markets, as well as meet the marketing objectives of the client. As BankTech primarily operates out of Australia, we will look at expanding their operations to developing countries in order to cater to customers that rely on cash transactions as their dominant form of payment. This idea is to introduce BankTech's ATMs into areas that are populated frequently, such as petrol stations and malls. We'll also provide regular customers with loyalty cards that offer rewards and discounts to these individuals for being a loyal and active customer with BankTech. The rewards will be directly linked to the venue, such as the petrol station itself, which in turn would benefit both the businesses collectively and the customer as they're both making a profit. The other strategy that will be discussed is the app. The app combines both gambling, gaming, and social media, creating a hybrid solution that caters to all needs of the individual. This app is beneficial as it allows customers to be involved in a community of like-minded people, encouraging socialization as well as generating loyalty with BankTech, therefore encouraging repeat cash withdrawals. To reduce the ethical concerns of gambling as well, helplines will be installed into the app to ensure the customers are supported and provided help when needed. Due to the changing demands in society, such as the decline in cash use since COVID-19, Blue Ocean strategies will be implemented to create new ways of thinking in order to meet these demands and obtain relevance in the market by using innovative ideas such as advanced technology through a combination of social media and online gaming, as well as expanding into new countries that still obtain the need for cash. This will optimize the overall success of achieving the marketing objectives for BankTech. So the rest of the presentation will follow as so. Firstly, we'll discuss the main marketing objectives for BankTech, as well as the marketing issues identified that relate to this industry. We'll then move on to discuss the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats remaining their main concerns, specifically related to the Blue Ocean strategies to solve them. Next will be the explanation of Blue Ocean strategies recommendations. Here we'll go into more detail and depth about these strategies we have created to meet the objectives of the client partner. Next, I'll pass you on to Mia, who will discuss these recommendations into more detail. Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Amelia. Our first recommendation focuses on the development of BankTech's gaming and gambling app. This app is a new innovation for BankTech, as whilst individual gaming apps currently exist, a hybrid which combines gaming and gambling and social media does not. The app will include its own social media network where users can game and communicate with each other, make friends, and interact. This will increase access to gambling and create an online community for gambling, which can often be a very lonely and isolating activity. So what we're trying to do is bring more of a communal aspect to that. Additionally, the app will feature helpful gambling resources to ensure community members feel safe and supported if they need help. And they can also alert the app if they are playing with someone who they believe would need some of those resources. BankTech's app will offer BioUtility by offering customers added value, convenience, and accessibility. Value is added for customers as the app combines all forms of gambling and gaming and puts them in one place. Additionally, the added features of the social media side of the app, where the consumers can communicate with fellow gamers and gamblers, is a unique product offering. The app's community resources also provide value as customers are able to gamble and game in a safe space where they have constant access to helpful resources. The app is also convenient and accessible, which adds BioUtility as customers no longer have to commute to gamble and can do so with the ease of their phones. But they also still have that sense of being social and community through the social media side of the app. In terms of the 4 actions framework, we're going to eliminate the need for physical cash payments, as we know that a problem for BankTech is that people are no longer using cash. And we're going to try eliminate that negative stigma associated with gambling. We're going to raise access to gambling, gaming, an online community, resources, and help programs. We're going to try reduce some of the criminal activities associated with gambling through the resources, that toxic atmosphere that can often happen when people are drinking and gambling in a pub or a club. And we're going to create ultimately a platform that combines gaming and gambling, an opportunity to belong to a gaming and gambling community, and encouragement to play games instead of gamble.
My name is Mia, and I'm going to be talking about recommendation 1. So as you can see, we have the strategy canvas as is here. Price, high resolution, and physical cash payments are quite at a high offering level for the gambling industry. However, you can see that the access to cash, fund, and consumer support are at a slow decline. If the Blue Ocean strategy of a gambling and gaming app was integrated into BankTech's organization, it is clearly evident in the strategy to be canvas that BankTech would overcome their competition and have a success in leading in the new market. Good afternoon. My name is Mia, and I'll be talking about the first recommendation, which is developing a gambling and gaming app combined into one. Expanding into the gaming market by incorporating business to business and business to consumer strategies to allow BankTech to dominate and succeed in a new market. Since COVID, there has been a decline in demand for cash, which allows BankTech to expand into new markets. BankTech needs to establish a differentiated approach where they eliminate cash. BankTech needs to ensure that they create an opportunity for their consumers to be in an online community through a social media page and create access to addiction help programs. By providing these features to our targeted consumers, BankTech can ensure that the app will overall enhance value, convenience, and accessibility by eliminating the need for consumers to gamble physically. This will satisfy the business to consumer aspect, as gambling can be a lonely and isolating activity, and transform it into a sociable and positive atmosphere. How feasible is creating a gambling and gaming app? Well, when we consider the practical implications of this recommendation, there have been some barriers that we have to come across. The first being the app can reach a wider audience as we are entering the new market of gaming. Consumers can also reach out to BankTech's main office or their support team for maintenance and any queries about the app. This is how BankTech can add value to their Blue Ocean strategy. In addition, value innovation will occur if BankTech advances with the recommendation, as they will increase market share and reduce cash withdrawals within a declining cash society. The organization should start implementing the app now, as cash is on its way out and online transactions are taking over. To the next speaker.
Respected BankTech Group, I am Ryan, and now I'll be talking about objectives and marketing investment analysis. To understand the objective, it is important to first look at the problem statement and where the group stands, as the recommendations of Blue Ocean strategies were derived from them. The problem statement explains how the declining use of cash is about to impact their business while they're already holding the title of being the #1 ATM player in the hospitality sector and having a strong market presence, gaining regulatory approvals. As you can see, the objectives and benefits are listed below. Dealing with the declining problem of cash and repositioning the business with a digital expansion, developing a new extension of service, increasing business awareness in the international market, and creating a profitable opportunities. Repositioning BankTech in India as a leading payment technology solution. Unique product offering will adopt and remain innovative, increasing growth within the competitive business space, taking advantage of different marketing strategies to increase sales. Blue Ocean strategies will help minimize the competition, creating a community for BankTech users, promoting communication through social media. Now, coming to recommendation 1, we can see the BankTech app future objectives. Some of them are listed as brand awareness and consumer reach, audience engagement, number of active participants, and profitable revenue. Some measures have been also listed to check the success rate, such as the number of app user growth and social media engagement, the actual number of users, percentage of daily active users, measuring return on investment and average revenue per user. Recommendation 1. For the recommendation 1, a budget analysis has been done using a pie chart. It can be shown with the help of a pie chart where most of the budget is set for the marketing team and app development. The integration of the app will further require budgets for acquiring legal contracts and gaming partnerships. Gantt charts are used to analyze projects with the numerous tasks in a pictorial view, benefiting the team with collaboration tasks and time management. With a predetermined timeline, it is easy to track projects, tasks using Gantt charts to plan ahead for BankTech. Starting off, the first months will involve new app design and development and brand changes through development, research, and innovation, creating accessibility and higher quality service to the customer. BankTech will require esports sponsorships and legal gambling contracts to integrate in their apps to establish themselves and fully launch by March. Australian marketing campaigns will start and will continue throughout most of the year. Through different marketing strategies and mix, the recommendations include creating an online community and customer service center to increase brand awareness and audience engagement, providing a quality service in return. By the end of November, it is crucial to assess the customer acceptance through return on investment on the budget and average revenue, accessing the current performance of the business, and the objectives with the long-term plans of further expansion in different geographical locations.
So our second recommendation for BankTech encourages them to focus on those developing countries, such as India, that are still heavily reliant on cash, since their current issue is that a lot of their customer base are being resistant to the transition away from cash. So what we want to do is focus on these countries where cash is still circulating a lot. And so this idea involves BankTech introducing more of their ATMs to popular areas such as malls and petrol stations in these areas, and so that they can encourage cash withdrawals in these areas. This strategy is considered blue ocean because it incentivizes venues to purchase the ATMs through a unique loyalty system, whereby consumers who use the ATMs are given a loyalty card, and when they make those withdrawals, they get bonus points and rewards that they can use at that particular venue. So this card benefits BankTech, the venues, and the consumers because they're getting those discounts and deals. So they're going to make more withdrawals and use the machines more, which is ultimately going to help BankTech. So this idea raises access to cash, which is relevant in these developing countries and reduces the demand on technology for consumers. BankTech's provision of ATMs to venues in developing countries provides buyer utility, as when the venues purchase the ATMs, they have the opportunity to purchase the loyalty cards as well. And this is a clear benefit for businesses, as by having the ATMs in their venues, they're not only satisfying their customers' need for cash withdrawals, but they're also incentivizing them to spend the cash in their venues. So again, in terms of the 4 actions framework, we are eliminating a difficulty to access cash. We're reducing withdrawal transaction fees. We're going to have very low fees. We're reducing processing and quality. We're raising access to cash, income for the venues, and the deals with the consumers using the ATMs. And we're creating easier cash transactions, benefits for businesses and customers through the rewards program. And what's going to happen is we are going to create more income for that economy as a result of more withdrawals and more fees. Thank you so much.
Let's move on to recommendation 2, strategy canvas as is. As you can see within the ATM industry, the price for transactions and withdrawals is extremely high. The low value deals are non-existent within this industry. But as you can see, for high quality software, transaction fees, and access to cash, it increases as we go along the campus. If the Blue Ocean strategy of a loyalty program within the ATM was integrated into BankTech's organization and distributed into developing countries where cash is a significant player within the market, it is clearly evident in the 2B strategy canvas that BankTech would overtake their competition and have a success in leading this new market. Now on to the next speaker.
Good afternoon, and I will talk about the second idea, which is to expand BankTech's services into developing countries such as Sri Lanka, India, and Indonesia, for instance, by incorporating both business-to-business and business-to-consumer elements, and in order for BankTech to explore new untapped markets that are heavily reliant on cash. Since developing countries lack the technology and facilities to shift to digital payment systems, they are still heavily reliant on cash for their everyday today use and business activities, which will provide BankTech with the opportunity to reach untapped markets at a lower cost. Since BankTech already provides ATM services in Australia, BankTech needs to implement and establish the same ATMs available to the Australian consumer in developing countries' markets. In order to establish BankTech as a differentiated ATM provider, BankTech needs to ensure that user-friendly systems that enable consumers to withdraw cash as efficiently as possible are available, since this is what will increase the cash withdrawals. By providing additional features that are available to the Australian consumer, such as cardless cash, quick cash, favorite transaction options, and easy touch screens with symbols, it will help BankTech establish themselves as a differentiated ATM provider. Not only will they satisfy the B2C consumers, but also the B2B consumers, as local businesses that have a need to operate ATMs in areas such as petrol stations, malls, public depots for transport will increase the demand for BankTech's ATMs. Moreover, since BankTech enjoys a variety of benefits from their subsidiaries, they can create a cross-subsidization-like concept where they can use the same technology and the same resources that are used to provide ATM services in Australia to the Australian market to foreign markets overseas. This will reduce their cost, as research and development costs for ATMs will be significantly low compared to that of a new entrant to the market. However, when considering the practical implications of this approach, we have identified two barriers that need to be overcome. The first being the language barrier, and the second being how will we provide cash to ATMs. Since BankTech already provides services such as cash costs and venue share to Australian customers, the same can be done in this instance by increasing the cash costs by providing more than 25% of the ATMs with cash and through venue share, where local businesses will provide a proportion of the cash. Further, using strategies that have been implemented in Australia, such as efficient deliveries, in-house teams, and responsive services, BankTech can use these to overcome these barriers, as language barriers will be taken care of by providing more user-friendly, universal, symbol-oriented transaction ATM machines. And consequently, this will also provide to value innovation. Value innovation will occur if BankTech follows up on this idea, since they will be enabled to increase buyer value and provide more user-friendly, well-maintained ATMs, and it will reduce the cost to set up, as BankTech can cross-subsidize and use their subsidiaries to keep costs low, even while expanding, reaching the furthest and third tier of non-consumers, since BankTech seeks new markets outside of their original market, which are originally untapped.
For recommendation 2, creating a budget for BankTech was done with the help of planning and control through further international business expansion over South Asia. As seen on the budget sheet and pie charts, the majority of the budget will be allocated towards setting up new ATM machines under operating costs, followed by marketing expenses. Operating costs will need to include new offices for rent, maintenance, logistics, dealing with Indian representatives, bank partnerships, and launching the new loyalty card program. Marketing will be pursued by both direct and indirect marketing methods, such as digital and direct marketing methods of emails, flyers, direct phone calls, social media, television broadcasts. Both will help to create a local brand awareness, which will result in an increase in revenue through return on investment. I have constructed a similar Gantt chart to help understand the future predetermined timeline as a control program for projects for action to be taken under recommendation 2. Starting off, the first months will involve market research and development with future international venue hires. Implementation of marketing campaigns will start and continue throughout most of the year with different marketing strategies and mix. BankTech will require registering for new permits, and setting up and acquiring new ATMs will take time and will be a continuous process. The key strategy will be launch of the loyalty card program from April, for which the recommendation 2 revolves around. By the end of October, it is important for performance analysis and maintenance for updates, assessing the current performance of the business and the objectives with long-term plans. Thank you for your time. attention, and most importantly, the opportunity. We have hope our given recommendations and market insights will provide useful for the future of BankTech. Wishing to work together again in the future.